I'm Andy Chatha, President of ARC Advisory Group. I have with me today Raj Batra, President, Siemens Industry Automation USA. We are going to talk about the manufacturing renaissance that's currently going on in USA. Welcome, Raj.
Thank you, Andy.
We are seeing so much talk about manufacturing in USA and in the news, and we are here also at the forum. We've been talking about all the new things that are going on in manufacturing. Could you talk about why is that happening?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Andy. If you look at manufacturing in the United States, I would say in general, it's a misunderstood economic powerhouse. And when you look at the fact now that the cap utilization rates are really rising in industry, a substantial part of our GDP is tied to manufacturing, a substantial number of our engineers are coming from the manufacturing sector, roughly 35%. 90% of our patents come from the manufacturing industry. It really has a big play with the competitiveness of companies here in the U.S. And also you look at some of the key technologies that are driving the opportunity. Look at this emerging gift of shale gas that we haven't really fully seen what the benefits are, but it has tremendous benefits on the chemical industry, not only as a fuel but also as a feedstock. Also disruptive technologies like 3D printing that can completely revolutionize the way we manufacture products, and also this narrowing wage gap. So you look at the wage gap between China and the United States, and when you're building high technology products, which is what we generally do in the United States, you see that wages aren't the substantial part of the cost equation.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Raj. Many people are starting to call emerging country right now. In your view, what do you see as some of the challenges and opportunities for the manufacturing companies?
Yeah, well, first let me start with the challenges. I think there have been a lot of studies that have been published about how many manufacturing workers are leaving the workforce between now and 2018. And the number I've heard is somewhere in the 2.8 million range, and that's just Herculean when you look at what it takes for us to really build this workforce of the future. That means we have to replace these workers with this next generation of workers. And so manufacturing, really we have an obligation to make this a focused discipline, one that people are interested in. It's maybe a misunderstood notion that it's a dirty job. It's a job that doesn't require skilled labor, and that's maybe a misconception from the 70s. But today, these plants are quiet, they're agile, they employ very state-of-the-art technology, and I think we have to just generate more interest in manufacturing as a discipline to replace this workforce that's leaving. Also, from the opportunity side, I would say we talked about shale gas, right, as one good example, and the peripheral impact that can have on an industry like the chemical industry, where ethane is used as a feedstock. And so, the numbers that I'm seeing are something in the range of 200 billion of economic expansion just for this industry. And of course, there are a number of other industries that are benefiting from this. So that's just a good example of this one item and what impact it can have on the industry.
Siemens has always been so strong in manufacturing. You work with so many manufacturing companies. How are you trying to help these companies move forward from where they are now?
Yeah, and I think this is where innovation plays such a central role. And Siemens as a company, we're founded on this concept of innovation with our founder Werner von Siemens. When you look at innovation and you look at what we're doing in our portfolio, we are really one supplier. The way I like to classify this is one supplier for the entire production process. So from product design to simulation to production, and then on the way to services, we're the one player that can handle this whole spectrum. And what's important about that is 80% of manufacturing costs, by the best studies, are predetermined in the product design phase. So, studies coming out from McKinsey, practical applications of this. If you want to control manufacturing costs, you have to control product design. And I think this is where our portfolio plays a very, very important role. And we continue to expand that footprint in manufacturing IT, in vertical IT, with the substantial acquisitions we've made and domain expertise that we've brought in. So that's really critical in driving a paradigm shift for manufacturers and reducing the time to market.
Excellent. Could you also talk about, where does the success lie, or where's the win-win for Siemens as well as for your customers?
Sure. Again, I talked about innovation. I talked about reducing the time to market. We have great examples. Boeing producing a new aircraft, reducing the time to market of that aircraft from 6 years to 3.5 years, reducing time to market in a company called SpaceX by 80%. For the first commercial spacecraft that they're building. And these are the same technologies we use, by the way, for Dyson, for Callaway, for the Mars rover, which we heard about earlier this week, right. where that whole product was modeled and simulated in 3D before you ever put a piece of mechanical equipment together. And I think, again, it's just, these are great examples where virtualization, the virtual world, meets the real world and the impact that it can have on industry.
Raj, you're absolutely right. Yesterday, presentation, Doug McCuison's presentation at our forum was totally incredible, amazing story, and how Siemens worked with NASA to help them design this craft to get on the Mars. So it's incredible that the kind of work you are doing with all these manufacturing companies. We have been speaking with Raj Batra, President, Siemens Industry Automation USA. Thank you for watching.